Well, that escalated quickly. Antonio Brown was supposed to be a culture changer for the Oakland Raiders. He was going to come in and be a big-time weapon on the offensive side of the ball for head coach John Gruden and quarterback Derek Carr. He was going to be that elite receiver. He was going to be that guy that you can build the Raiders' offense around. And all that crap isn't happening. With all the shenanigans of the past couple months, weeks, and frankly days of the cryotherapy crap, the helmet crap, to calling Mayock a cracker, to posting videos online and posting videos including recorded conversations with what we assume to be John Gruden, even though California is a two-party consent state, which makes you question if he actually had permission to record that conversation, which would be required by state of California law. But nonetheless, after all this, crying apologies, and then release me, well, they did. The Oakland Raiders have released Antonio Brown after he has played exactly 0 regular season snaps for the organization. This is one of the most comical trades in NFL history with the way everything played out. What a mess. What an absolute mess. You still, in the grand scheme of things, can't knock the Raiders for trying it. You really can't. Revisionist history, hindsight's 2020. Well, you should have known he was an idiot. You should have known he was an idiot. Well, he was an idiot that you thought could help you win games. You're giving up a 3rd and 5th round pick to get him. It's worth swinging for the fences because what the hell else did the Raiders have to play for here? It didn't work. And now they basically traded away a 3rd and 5th round pick in order for the Pittsburgh Steelers to take a $21 million cap hit this year to trade away Antonio Brown. So that way, the New England Patriots and the real puppet master, Bill Belichick, could sign him to a 1-year deal. The only tragedy of all of this is that it didn't happen on Friday or a little earlier on Saturday, to where Antonio Brown could have potentially been in the lineup for the Patriots against his old team, the Steelers, on Sunday night. Now that would have been something. That would have been high drama. And I got to say, for Antonio Brown's sake, I hope you're happy. You know, talking about leverage and control and everything else, and he's going to do it on his terms. You know, just looking at it from a business standpoint, and let's treat the NFL for what it is, business first and foremost. This idiot managed in a very short period of time to cost himself $30 million worth of guaranteed money. And look, I believe the helmet crap and everything else was just an attempt in his own twisted, bipolar-ish acting way to get more money. He sees Michael Thomas and all these other guys getting big money and getting more money per year, more guaranteed money than he's getting, and he wants that piece of the pie, and I understand that. But being Antonio Brown, he went about it in an ass-backwards way and cost himself a ton of guaranteed money. And you can sit there and say, well, the Patriots gave him a $9 million signing bonus. He has the potential to earn up to $15 million this season. Yeah, what happens if he goes out there in that first game and he tears his knee up or he tears his Achilles? Is he going to recoup that $15 million that he would have gotten from the Raiders just for showing up in 2020 and not being such an idiot and a nincompoop and a moron? No! Antonio Brown deserves no praise here, even if you want to sit there and say he played the Raiders like a fiddle and used them as a pathway, a gateway in order to get where he really wanted to go, which was Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots. He still cost himself like $15 million guaranteed. Long term, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe he'll go and have a big-ass year for New England, do the Randy Moss type of thing, and then he'll get himself a bigger, fatter contract. Maybe. But you don't know that. We could assume that, but we don't know. This is just a clear-cut example of a guy overplaying his hand, and even if he likes the destination he ultimately went to, You cost yourself a lot of money in the process. Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? This suggests to me as well for the Raiders organization a deeper seated issue between Mike Mayock and John Gruden, specifically being Mike Mayock's in a position that traditionally, as a general manager, he would be the boss of the head coach, but clearly it's the head coach calling all of the shots. Your general manager is getting talked to like he got talked to, and you go from potentially suspending him for games to suspending him for a practice to, oh, he's going to play Monday night to, oh, we're just going to release him. So what happens when you give a 10-year contract and all this decision-making power to a guy who is overrated as tits? Didn't deserve it. Raiders, you're going to reap what you sow here. Just bad, 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 bad all the way around. Unless you're the New England Patriots. I think pretty much everybody could see this coming for several days now. This is going to escalate to a point where if he did get released, Antonio Brown was going to end up with the New England Patriots. This doesn't surprise anybody, even if they thought, like I did, that potentially a team like the Saints or the Seahawks could come calling, maybe one or two other teams. But you knew the Patriots were going to be involved. And Belichick has a history of doing this with some guys. It doesn't always work out. But you're in a position. You've been to 3 straight Super Bowls. You've won 6 Super Bowls in total as a head coach. What the hell you got to lose here? You got the chance to add an elite wide receiver to a team that needs a big-time offensive playmaker on the outside. You have to make this move because you didn't have to give up a damn draft pick. And then let's say Antonio Brown goes out there and has a great year, and you decide you don't want to deal with him, you don't want to re-sign him. Then somebody else, like the Jets or somebody, forks over a crap ton of money in free agency to him next year. You're going to get a future compensatory pick that's probably going to be a 3rd rounder out of it. And when all these other NFL teams are playing checkers, Belichick is playing chess. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Is there going to be some thoughts or complaints about potential collusion? Sure. Is there something that went down? Like, there was some reported interest months ago from the Patriots regarding Antonio Brown. Would it surprise anybody if backroom type of head nods were given to AB's agent Drew Rosenhaus said, hey, if you can get out of Oakland, he will be welcome in New England? I mean, to sit there and think that that isn't possible is almost a disservice to the greatness of the Sith Lord master that is Bill Belichick. The Raiders lose in this. Antonio Brown loses money in this. And the rich get richer. The Patriots just added one of the very best wide receivers in the National Football League in the prime of his career for the fuck all of it. Go figure.